Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the episode of a Timbo Sugar Show, and it is post UFC 304. And last night, had a little party at my house. Sean had a party at his house. I ordered some Grimaldi's Pizza. Grimaldi's Pizza is one of those places just not on the seed oil list. Their pizza is really quality.
Tell yourself that.
I
How
thought
many
it was
pieces
good.
did you eat?
More than the little guys I was hanging out with, Art and JJ.
Well, what do you expect? A couple betas.
So the fights went down. We might as well talk about them.
Let's talk about them. I had a good time too. Brendan, Schmitty, Chris, Sono. Sono brought 2 girls over for the. I mean, he's been hanging out with them for like 8 years. He finally brings a couple girls over. Met Schmitty's girl.
Really?
Bro, I'm like, you gotta keep her.
She's
She's
a
a
keeper?
fucking keeper. You never met her, right?
No.
Dude, she's awesome. She's
She's
like
cool.
You can tell she's
just-
a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got like instantly Elena, Danny, just everyone just vibes. Good fucking person. You gotta keep her, Schmidt.
Thanks,
You can't
champ.
fuck that
That
one
means
up,
a
buddy.
lot.
You can't
Oh
fuck
yeah,
that
no,
one
she's
up.
super sweet. She's
Yeah.
really nice.
She's cool as fuck. I liked her a lot. Who else? UFC came. UFC. They said they were gonna come and just shoot for like a little bit, just get the boys hanging out. They ended up shooting all night, fucking hanging out because they were having a good time too.
Oh,
we
good.
went in the warehouse, sang Schmitty's karaoke, Suicide Boys. Cause I have those mics. He karaoke Suicide Boys. Me and Brendan sang "Hey There, Delilah."
Was your girl clapping for you?
Dude, his
Oh,
girl
yeah.
was so. I'm sure. I like. she
That
was
got her
watching
revved up.
Schmitty like he was fucking the Suicide Boys.
Like I was
they were them.
Jesus.
Huh?
Like I was Jesus.
Yes.
Oh,
That was lit. That
That's
was so much
fire.
fun. Dude,
It was.
how fun is that warehouse? Just go out there for 10 minutes, bump some tunes, the lights are bumping, the cage is there.
Nothing
In the
better.
winter, it's going to be, dude, it's literally like a club at my house.
It's more fun. That's more fun than Scottsdale.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be, that could be potentially dangerous.
Thank you for having us over, dude, because it was a good time.
Anytime.
I hate the segregation.
You had the. I mean,
It was a blast.
anymore, dude. Work is work. But I
know.
think I like it. We have our separate parties, and then we come together Sunday morning to talk
Once
about our
That's
parties.
true.
they're gonna
I
we're
like
gonna
that.
all live out in the same spot eventually someday, and then it'll be fun. But
You got. I mean, before we start to talk about the fights, you got the big cage in. You've been waiting for that puppy for months. You got all the soldiers to come over and help you set that puppy up. Thankfully, you didn't even come with instructions. 30-foot cage, huge.
oh, straight from China, dude. Bebo, Alex, Tommy. I mean, those 3 kind of took lead and fucking made shit happen. Then all the other boys helped. Schmitty, Mikey, Sono's buddy, Garrett. Like we had a fucking squad out there. Big David came out and helped. Like
David Clay? Oh, no,
the other
Samoan.
David.
Drank 7 monsters.
He drank 4 rises. But it was, dude, without those guys, I wouldn't have got that shit up. So shout out to those guys. 30-foot cage in the warehouse. It's badass. And I was telling you about it. I'm like, it's going to help me a lot. I'm used to the big cage. I've been in there so much. But for these guys like Ezra or when Tommy has a fight in the UFC, like after the Contender Series, because the Contender Series in the small cage, it's going to be so beneficial for those guys to spar in a big cage, especially if you're a grappler and you're used to taking people down. I was talking to Ezra, he's like, and in the small cage, he's just so easy for him to take people down. Like he's gonna be able to take motherfuckers down in the big cage too, but it's like half court basketball compared to full court basketball. You practice half court all the time. Now you're going to full court. You're like, oh shit, it's a different feel. So I think it's gonna benefit a lot of our young soldiers coming up.
Yeah, we might as well talk about it since it's on the tip of the tongue.
Oh,
UFC
shit.
304. Let's start with the Manel Cape Mokaev
Oh, I
one.
thought you were saying the Sphere fight was on the tip of our tongue, but yeah.
Oh
you're
no,
right.
that is.
No,
We'll
you're right.
hit that one.
Manel
Okay.
Cape, let's do that one.
Manel Cape
Sorry,
and
sorry.
Mokaev.
Did you see what happened after?
Looks like he got cut.
Yeah.
Or Dana, which is not surprising. It's like, come on, you make all this big stir up at the hotel. You have all security involved. You got to be worried about it. It's like getting fights at these hotels that are hosting the UFC fighters, just being a pain in the ass. And then you go out there and have a fight like that. That's not cool. It's just boring. Like it's not surprising.
No, it is surprising though because 25 doesn't have like there's like 3 people I can name off the top of my tongue. He was one of them. Like, and then I think he's 7-0 in the UFC. Like, so it is a little bit surprising. But yeah, also if you're gonna go in there and make the UFC's life hell for fight week, and then go in there. There was like 4 punches thrown in the first round. Like they were separating them in the octagon before the fight. They were separating them. Then the bell rings. 3 punches thrown in the first round. something like that.
What if it had been a really exciting fight? How much do you think
That
a fighter
changes
can
it.
get away with?
Or it changes it.
For sure, where it's just a sick fight. The crowd's pumped. Everyone's pumped. But Mokaev is going to have a number in his mind, and Dana's probably, it's not even going to be close to that. He's like, do you want this small number? Because that's what he thinks you're worth. So, who knows?
But so I guess there's not really much. I was gaming during this fight. Molly McCann versus Bruno Brazil. I had it playing in the back. I was watching Molly hit mitts on one of the embeddeds. I was like, damn.
Look sharp.
That bitch cracks. And I was gaming. Every time I look over, I'm like, this Bruno's beating the shit out of Molly.
Taking her down.
It looked like, taking her down, like kind of piecing her up a little bit. Like
I didn't get to see that one.
You missed it, huh? But yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate for Molly.
Well, we might as well move on to Paddy, the Paddy Pimblett. He had a lot of pressure on him. Had a lot of pressure on him, and he's fighting a number 15 ranked dude who's been in there with the creme de la creme. Gangster, King Bobby Green, and Paddy came out there looking more fit than he's ever looked. Looking more composed than he's ever looked. It's the first fight I've seen him where it looked like he has improved.
I think he watched you say that he hasn't improved in camp, and he just works on his weight. He just does his weight. Because I was watching one of his interviews, and he said, I get the proof to all these fucking idiots. I'm not just cutting weight during fight camp. I'm actually improving my skills.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was improving his skills.
Yeah, he 100% did.
But dude, when I think Garrett, we saw it when he was in the cage staring at Bobby. I'm like, that motherfucker. Honestly, reminded of like how my eyes, the way I'm dialed in on a fight. It reminded me of that. I was like, this motherfucker's here. Like, he's ready to go.
That's what I literally thought the same thing, too, when Bobby looked at him in the cage and he walked up to him like, oh, shit. All right, he's ready to fucking scrap.
That was such a sick sequence. Threw a leg kick, ended up in a kind of takedown. Bobby Green's in a front or in a guillotine. He pulls guard. He's literally in a triangle already. Let's go to the guillotine. He's in the triangle. Just fucking adjusted it nicely. Broke his arm a little bit and put him to sleep. Does King change his name?
I don't
The Sleepy
know.
King.
That's the thing. Like he like almost tripped. He drove up into a single leg, was driving up in the single leg, and then arm in guillotine by Paddy Pimblett, pulled guard. So one of his arms already in there, slipped it out,
right.
and didn't even take a second to adjust that triangle. Was like, you could tell how confident he was with his triangle, especially
that was
someone
sick.
strong and explosive and bald. When you're bald and sweaty, you slip out of things easy, and he kept that thing tight, dude. Put him to sleep, moved on to an arm bar, stretched his arm out, finished him. Huge finish for Paddy. He needed that. He needed that exact thing to happen. It's sweet because he's fun to watch.
That was the first fight he's had his babies. He had twins. He's that literally having a kid will change you. And he had two.
Yeah, it makes sense. When you have a kid, it's like, well, now I want to go to the gym twice a day.
Yeah, no shit. Get away from those little fucking rats. But yeah, what's next for Paddy? He called out Renato Moicano. Renato's fighting BSD. Benoit Saint Denis. BSD. What was it? BSD? Benoit. They're fighting. Renato and Benoit are fighting already. And so it's kind of a weird call out because you call out somebody who already has a fight. It almost makes more sense to call out the winner of that fight rather than the fight,
I mean, he doesn't seem like it's not a big deal for him to take 6, 7, 8 months off. It's not a big deal for him. Plus,
29. He's still young.
He's got to negotiate with the UFC now, too. So you never know how that's going to go.
Yeah, Bobby was ranked number 15. Renato's ranked number 10. So you're looking at 2 fights away. You beat Renato. Let's say Renato wins. Blah blah blah. You fight Renato. You rank probably even higher than 10 at that point.
Yeah,
he might be 2 fights away from a title shot. Renato is a winnable fight for Paddy. Tough fucking fight. Very winnable fight for Paddy. Who knows who's champ at that time? I predict Paddy becomes UFC champion at some point in his career. I do. I mean that.
Who else
Something
beat Bobby
about
Green?
confidence, man.
Who else beat Bobby Green?
Islam Makhachev beat him in the first round too. I don't know. I feel like if UFC, Paddy stole the show. Paddy's the headlines. Paddy's doing the numbers. Paddy stole the show, in my opinion. Paddy could be he's very marketable.
It would be sweet.
It would be
sweet.
I'm very fucking excited, mate. You're a fucking sausage, mate. You're a fucking gravy sandwich. I love it. He just starts calling people like breakfast menus. You're fucking cereal, you little Fruit Loop.
That's pretty.
Yeah, Bobby Green's been in the UFC for 11 years.
He's 32 and 16.
You look at the people he's fought. It's like everyone.
Oh yeah.
Move on to Tom Asp.
Yeah. Move on to Tom Aspinall. But I mean, what's next for Bobby Green? Who knows? What's next for Paddy? Hanato is a fucking dangerous fight. That's a
like that.
big step up from even Bobby Green. Bobby Green 4 years ago, 5 years ago, like Bobby Green's getting up there a little bit, 37 years old. That Jalen Turner loss was really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Paddy, I wish Hanato didn't have a fight booked. I wish that was like, okay, we're doing that at the end of the year, or we're doing that early January. Let's get that going. Because I'm like, I want to see what's next.
Hanato's been really marketable too.
Who's that?
Hanato,
yeah, Money Moicano's doing his own pod, doing his own thing. So that'd be a big fight.
I wonder what the negotiating is going to go like with the UFC, because if it goes the way Paddy wants it to be, they're going to fucking throw him in there with the ringer dingers, like let him rip.
Do you think Islam's going to be there when Paddy goes to fight for the title?
I can't imagine. I mean, who's going to be? Well, Armin's
so.
fighting against Islam. Imagine Paddy. I mean, it's Armin, right? Tsukian, probably October, so whatever they're saying. Dude.
Realistically, Paddy's probably 2-3 years from the title fight. I don't think Islam will be around that long.
Michael Chandler's been sitting out for a while.
Hey,
go in there and fight Paddy.
Let's do it.
That'd be fire.
Right?
How old is Islam?
That would be fire. Yeah, I'm so curious because in videos before with Islam, I guess we can talk about that later, but Islam said he would fight Belal. Belal said, I'll never fight Islam, but Islam was like, well.
Belal, you're not, I don't know. Islam's 32 right now, but let's just go. Let's take it one fight at a time. Tom versus fucking Curtis Blades. And for me, I wasn't like super. There's certain fights I get real excited about, and there's certain fights I'm like, you guys were excited for that one.
I like Tom Aspinall.
I wasn't not excited, but I wasn't like, oh god, here it is, here it goes, like this fight's happening. You know what I mean? Well, fucking Tom's as good as everyone thinks he is, though.
Dude, it's kind of dumb right now what's going on for poor Tom and John Jones and Stipe. Because it's like, yeah, I respect Stipe. I'm a big fan for Stipe. But what are we really doing, Tim? What are we really doing?
I think he deserves it. People forget about him, but 4 years, that's a little bit long of a layoff.
Dude,
and Tom's out there defending this interim belt. What the fuck are we doing?
But dude, Tom, someone like Alex Pereira would be a dangerous fight for Tom Aspinall. The way he sprints forward with his chin up, the way he backs up with that chin just floating up in the air. But Tom Aspinall looked like just an explosive, athletic freak. He looked better than he's ever looked. Right at the beginning of that fight, I was like, oh, God, like Curtis could clip him on the chin.
He did clip him. It looked like a few times he kind of clipped him a bit.
Then he puts a sharp 1-2 on him. Bink, bink.
Imagine if they didn't do this stupid interim belt, right? And John Jones had stepped away. So now we got Tom Aspinall as the heavyweight champ. And we got Alex Pereira doing his thing. Right now, we're at a perfect moment to where we could have done that.
Pereira versus Tom?
Yeah. And then John Jones fight the winner.
Listen to this. Tom Aspinall has 8 wins since 2020.
Oh,
wow. 8 wins since 2020. Stipe.
What are we doing?
Last win was in 2020.
What are we doing?
Wow.
What are we doing here?
Fuck.
John Jones probably isn't much different.
I hate it.
And then
that's pretty fucking nuts if you think, like, dude.
Yeah, for John Jones. Yeah. All for John Jones.
Like Schmitty was saying too, what if he said this earlier, what if freaking John Jones beats Stipe and then he retires?
Oh, that pissed me off.
And then we don't ever see the fight.
Stipe's coming off a loss. He's not even coming off a win right now. That is crazy.
It is. If I'm Tom Aspinall, and he's such a good guy, nice guy, and company man, because I'd be raising hell.
Mm-hmm. But what's that get you?
Probably nowhere.
Exactly.
I know.
He's smart.
Yep.
Like raising hell, talking shit to the UFC, who pays you, who puts on your fights, who does this for you.
Yeah. And UFC's not freaking stupid, dude. They're gonna sit down on Tuesday and they're gonna talk about all the same shit we're talking about probably, and be like. And
they got the numbers in front of them, and they got their analytics.
Yeah.
They know what's gonna do what.
19, or no. In the UFC, he's 19-0, right? Something like that. Mm-hmm. Like he is on
that 6-12 elbow too rule. I wonder if they're going to actually get that off of his record. Do you think they will?
I don't know.
John Jones has 2 wins since 2020.
This is what I was telling Brendan.
8.
If I'm John Jones and they now have made that legal, the next person I fight, I am 12-6.
Dude, 12-6 is just not very like it's not like a
realistic.
Just to prove a point. Imagine him on top of Alex Pereira just 12-6ing. We'd be like,
yeah, but doing this compared to doing this,
in the guard, it's different.
Well, then what the hell is that whole point of that?
Did you know? You never heard about the reason they made that rule?
No.
When they were doing the commission or when they were doing the rules, the people that were like making the rules watched a karate video of the karate people breaking cement bricks like this. So they said that was too dangerous to do in fighting because they were breaking bricks like this. Wow. That's why that rule exists, is because of that. Boom! They were watching a karate video and they break bricks. That's like crazy. That. Imagine if you had the option of either, all right, someone's head's right here. You can either go like this or you can go like this. Boom. How much more power you can get from that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it's such a fucking dumb rule. It's gone though, right?
Yeah.
So, when's the last time you seen a fight or something get stopped from some? Oh, that was 12-6. Like, I swear to God, John Jones is the last one that I remember.
Yeah, and if you go back and watch that fight, John Jones was winning, dominating. So it is pretty fucked.
I think it's. I mean, they're pushing to get overturned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was the rules during the fight, just leave. It's a history. Just leave it.
But that's a one loss on your record.
Where you could be undefeated.
Everyone already calls him GOAT and undefeated anyways.
Same. You know what I mean?
I mean, that kind of stuff has happened before. It's like not like they took off Pat Healy's fight where he fought Jim Miller, got 2 bonuses, beat Jim Miller.
Yeah, that's fucked.
And then they took that win away because of weed. A little bit of weed.
So that's
that's life-changing money.
Yeah,
too, like,
for real. That's an aggravating.
Let's go on to Leon versus Belal. Belal fucking did it. Finally got his title shot and proved all the haters wrong.
Bro, he looks so good.
Keep in mind, these guys fought at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5, 6 like they fought in the morning. No excuses. I'm not saying, but that's gotta. I mean, it didn't seem like it would affect really anyone on the card. But Leon came out and said, it's like he's tired. It was weird.
Oh, did he say that?
In the post fight, right after in the cage, he was like, it was, I felt fatigued, I felt tired.
If he's just being honest like that too, then that's on his team and that's on him for making those decisions and not being like, hey, I'm gonna switch my schedule up. I gotta switch everything up. That's on them.
His personality seems very lax, dude. His footwork lost him that fight. He would get backed up. Belal would come marching forward every round. He would get back up 2-3 steps, start squaring up against the cage, start leaning on it. Fucking Belal would take 2 shots, take him down. It's like you have to. That's literally Merab versus me stylistically ish. Very different, but very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like
people hate on Belal so much, dude. That if you just go back and watch that fight and watch their feet, bro, Belal is in your face, getting weird. It's getting crazy. You're fucking. It's not really natural.
I mean, it's easy for you to say. There's no one in the UFC who can punch as hard and as accurate as you backing up. There's not.
Yeah.
Leon's not the type to just KO people backing up. Boom, boom, like sit on it and be confident with it. And
but I was thinking more so just circling out and getting your back up off the cage, and he didn't seem like he was doing that either. He wasn't.
Well, it was Belal. Belal was getting so deep on those shots and not sitting there like Kamaru and Colby who'd get in on those legs and they'd wait to finish. He would shoot in as soon as his hands lock. He'd fucking start lifting right away, and he wouldn't put him down against the fence where Leon's expert at getting up against the fence. He'd circle him into the middle and finish.
Boxing like Canelo, Belal had a good fucking jab.
He looked faster than he's ever looked.
He did look good. Leon just looked off, but I do think 90% of that is because Belal looked so good. But Leon looked weird. He looked different.
Fight week, he felt very intimidating to me. It felt like Belal didn't have to do much, and he was inside Leon's head. He's Leon very intimidating.
He had swagger all fight week. Yeah. Very different than what we're used to. Used to kind of like that calm. He was
didn't even
confident.
Flinch.
But don't you guys remember like Leon looked like that like, when he head kicked Kamaru Usman too. He was gassed. He looked defeated.
Were you having flashbacks in between that 4th and 5th round when his coach is yelling at him? I was like, oh my God, I'm having flashbacks. If he comes and finishes,
I was hoping, but dude, a couple of those elbows he landed in the
last 20 seconds.
Oh yeah,
he cut it. It looked like he cut his nose open. Oh, that looked like it hurt bad. I bet Belal's like, I could have went without that one.
I mean, that was an exhausting first 2 rounds for Leon, and then the 3rd round he had a Belal on his back, and I kind of thought he should cut him there and just start ripping him, but he decided to take his back in a body triangle for the whole 3rd round. And anybody who never grappled, body triangles zap your leg.
Both guys. That's an exhausting position for both guys right there.
What about that head dump? I was thinking about you because I know you're going through that. Your neck.
That was nasty,
dude. That just looked.
Belal was on a body lock on the back, and then as soon as he felt like Leon was escaping, he'd move on to this high crotch and then get his hips in and lift. And then on that first one, Leon had his arm trapped. He had his left arm still, but his arm trapped, and he lifted him and put him right on his dome piece.
It looked like
that would have paralyzed most men.
Out.
I know, dude. That's what I thought. Like that would fuck your spine up so bad.
Did it not look like it was a flash knockout?
It looked like he stiffened.
Let's look up the welterweight
Thank God
division.
they didn't fuck him up, dude.
You know what's weird? Kamaru Usman's ranked number 1. I don't know why that feels weird to me in the welterweight division. Is that weird? I feel like
He's still got it.
no, he does. He's definitely still. I mean, was his last fight against
Shamjat.
Shamjat?
Mm-hmm.
Was it last fight against Shamjat?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so has Kamaru and Belal fought?
No.
I mean, okay, so it would be Kamaru and then Shavkat is up there. Colby, Jack Mendamana, Gilbert Burns, Ian Magado Cherry.
Dude, I was thinking Kamaru, dude.
Kamaru?
He is he's getting older. He might not want to go back down to 170, dude. 185, he looked jacked, shredded. He
that.
probably is a lot more healthy. His there's probably a lot more muscle on all of his joints that he's complaining about at 185. He might not want to go down. For Leon, I was thinking a good next fight for him. He wanted to fight before the end of the year, Jack Madalena versus Leon.
Yeah, that's not a bad fight. I'm curious. You know, you always say you want to fight, then it's like give it 2 weeks and see if you really want to get back to camp. But
Yeah. Three rounds.
I wish Colby wasn't on a fucking. I think he's on a few losing streak, right? I wish he was on a win streak because Colby versus Belal could be kind of interesting, at least for a build up or like make a good fight. But Kamaru versus Belal is definitely there. Shavkat, does he have a fight coming up? He's ranked number 3.
Mm-hmm. Bro,
Belal called out Shavkat.
That Belal is going to be so hard to beat, dude. It looks like looks like Khabib did kind of help him with a game plan, and he just stuck to it. Just looked so fucking solid, marching back. One thing I was surprised that Leon didn't teep at all. He
threw. I remember one teep that landed really well, but that's literally the only one I could remember.
Was it?
But it is hard to teep moving backwards because you go off balance a bit. They're kind of waiting for that. It's tricky, but those are the fights.
But how sharp Belal was on those entrances of takedowns. Didn't even give him a chance to counter strike. He was so good at just hiding it and disguising it, not shooting from feet away, not like letting Leon give him a chance to counter him at all. But it was just like beautiful.
I remember one time he shot him when he had Leon up against the fence. How fast he connected, got his hands around. Lifting. Oh, dude,
yeah,
instant.
Well, that's
crazy.
The recap.
That kind of opens up the welterweight division though, and it makes me kind of excited. Like I said, people hate on Belal, but if you watch that dude, not for like, well, I want to see a crazy knockout, he's fucking skilled. Watch that dude's skills.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree with Belal? I do. With not wanting to do an immediate rematch with Leon.
Dana said no.
Yeah.
Dana the bonuses were 100,000 that time, and Dana was pissed. He said he never fucking raised bonuses again. Also, Paddy got 200,000. It looks like he said he got 200,000 bonus.
And that's because of the decisions, giving out all this money from.
Yeah. But that was a pretty sweet card. This weekend's card is fucking sweet, dude. It's UFC on ABC in Abu Dhabi. Ooh, it looks like it's at noon. It starts at noon. It's gonna be a weird time, which I'm down for. I don't mind that. It is weird though. You watch fights like noon to 4, and then it's like, what am I gonna do tonight? But anyway, main card. We'll start out McKenzie Butt Cheeks Stearns versus Lupi Godnet. What? That her fight name? Ooh. Anyway, Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. That's an interesting, bro. What? Let me look at Tony's record now. He's 40 years old.
It's 7-fight losing streak.
Tony is a dog, dude.
He's a dog that got slaughtered about 8 years ago.
I know, but he ain't. It's like, dude, Tony, chill with the top elites.
But, lost to Justin Gaethje, lost to Charles Oliveira, lost to Badil, lost to Michael Chandler, Nate Diaz, Bobby Green, Paddy.
What's Chiesa's last couple fights?
Look. 7-fight win streak. Give him one more after this.
It sucks. There's a chance.
Oh, yeah. Chiesa's on a 3-fight losing streak, too. Vincent, Luque, Sean Brady, Kevin Holland. Again, fucking studs.
This is the fight
to
turn
here we
it
go,
around.
Tony. Let's go, Tony.
Ferguson champion 3 years from now.
Chill.
We're all laughing, but this shit happens.
Yeah, we're really crazy.
But that'll be an interesting little scrap. What do you got? Who do you got? Tony versus Michael Chiesa. I think that's a hard one.
Michael's gonna be big, and they're fighting at 170. Michael's gonna end up taking him down, taking his back, and finishing him. I believe.
Tony's 40 years old now.
Yeah.
That's what happens after you turn 39, 38, 34,
for real.
40.
For real.
I agree. I think Michael Chiesa. You know what's weird is I think we both picked Bobby. Both picked. Who was the main event?
You can't hate on picking Bobby like that. Cool. If you look at Paddy's last fights, it's like, fuck, he's gonna be in trouble.
It's just our opinions, man.
Yeah, I got it wrong. I got that fight wrong, and then the other fight I got wrong is the main event. I thought Leon was gonna piece him.
Marlon Vera is coming back from a complete dominated, ass-whooping, brutal fight over Suga versus Deiveson Figueiredo.
I'm interested to see how Figueiredo does.
Well, I'm interested in how they both do.
Yeah, it looked like I was watching some random vlogs, and it looked like Chito brought this Diego Pato guy in, who's a small jiu-jitsu black belt, which is smart, and they're wrestling with MMA gloves against the fence and stuff, which is smart because Deiveson Figueiredo has been fucking people up, taking them down, getting in half guard, passing their guard, just putting jiu-jitsu clinics on people, on explosive good people too.
He's 36, Figueiredo. I thought for some reason I thought he was like 31, 32, 36, 5'4", but dangerous. That's what this says. 5'4", but that motherfucker's dangerous. That's a very, very interesting fight because he's just coming off a Rob Font dominate. Or no. Oh, he just beat Cody Garbrandt. He beat Rob Font and then he beat Cody Garbrandt. Finished him. Damn. Yeah. This is going to be, that's an exciting fight.
3 rounds. Unless Chito switches something up, it's like probably Deiveson is going to beat him.
That's kind of how I'm feeling. What do you think, Schmidt? Who do you think's winning that fight? Both have crazy records.
Chito might get it.
No, Figueiredo.
I think Figueiredo.
I wonder who's the favorite.
Bro. He's on a roll. Fights like Chito had versus Sean. Not saying it's going to change Chito, but it could. Yeah. That could change Chito.
Both these guys have 23 wins.
In what way? Become
just
better?
Demoralize
him?
It could obviously make him better, but be like, damn, like.
Oh.
Sharpad Putin, the Pirate Magomed, 13-0 versus Michael Olasevasavasach.
Didn't he just fight?
I think so. I feel like they're. Oh, Nick versus Vincent was supposed to be on this, so I think they moved this one. So that fight, the Pirate, he looks fucking dangerous. I haven't really watched a ton of him. 13-0 versus 19-8. Probably fucking Pirate boy.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Sandhagen versus Unibrow Nurmagomedov, 17-0 versus 17-4. This is as high level as it gets when it comes to fighting.
Fuck yeah, it is.
High level fight.
I think whoever wins this fight, I don't know where you're gonna go, but I feel like this is the next up.
I mean, this is a title eliminator,
Umar
absolutely.
Wins. Yeah, if Umar
100%.
wins, he's next up.
Max, Elia, Corey, Umar. There's lots of options. Nice to have, but yeah, this is a huge fight for the division.
I'm so curious to how Umar's going to come out and look against Corey Sandhagen. Someone like that who's just fucking so slick with their stances, so slick with their striking, so slick with. It's not going to be easy to take Corey down.
No, I'm not convinced that fight's happening yet.
Really?
Well, you know Umar, fucking Unibrow Umar. That fucker pulls out left and right.
In my head, I was kind of thinking Corey was way bigger. He's not really that much bigger than Umar. 2 inches.
Dude, Umar, I've seen Umar in person. That's a big motherfucker.
Is it?
He looks
That's
like a 45er. Umar, if I'm thinking of the right fucking Russian, I'm pretty sure, because I seen him washing his feet
smaller
once.
for the weight class.
There's no way. Wait, it says he's 5'7".
All those Russians, dude, are huge for their weight class.
Bro, I don't think that
giant.
motherfucker's 5'7".
That's probably a big reason why a lot of them pull out, because they're cutting so much weight, they're training so hard, they're grappling so much, and their bodies break down.
I saw someone else that I thought was Umar, because I didn't think. I thought he was like 6 foot. I thought he was bigger than me when I saw him. But I might have saw.
He might have had high heels on.
Here I'm thinking he's like fucking.
I thought he's big, but I could be thinking about a different Russian. I could be thinking about Khabib. But yeah, so prediction. I think, dude, Corey is so fucking skilled. If I would be very, very impressed and surprised if Umar beats Corey.
If I had to put money on it too, I'd probably pick Corey by decision.
Just so experienced. Umar's had like one fight in the last 8 years. Gets injured, pulls out, hurts this.
5 rounds.
5 rounds, but he also is 17-0. It's like, who the fuck? When did he fight 17 times? Where was I at?
That's when you get like a win over Corey Sandhagen, and boom, you're right there.
We had some great sparring this weekend. We brought some tough Mexicans in. Tommy, Suge went to battle with these guys who were pressuring him, not scared of them, coming forward, and it made me feel good. When you have those kind of sparring sessions in the gym and that kind of intensity, and you have a whole nother team here, and their coaches are here speaking Spanish, and it's just it was sweet.
Shout out Dorian Ramos, right? Yeah.
Yep, and then Javier Reyes,
18-3. Bro, those motherfuckers are so tough. Something about those Colombians, Mexican, Ecuadorians, those motherfuckers just got chins on them like no other. I know, because we're 7 weeks out. It was my first spar. I was like, fuck, we'll see where we're at, baby. But three in a row. Felt really, really, really fucking good. Dude, it's crazy because I have not sparred since my last fight. I haven't fought since I sparred. It's been, a good amount of time. sharper than ever, faster than ever, dialed.
It didn't
focused.
surprise me. I mean, we were still doing some kickboxing drill and some really light sparring.
Yeah.
But the way you stay so consistent with your zone 2s, your legs are already in shape, your heart's ready for that.
Yeah.
For people who come straight off the couch and their heart rate is not used to getting over 140, 150, you do it every single day, these zone 2s, and you came in there and just looked sharp. And like we talked about before, one of your biggest skills is just your emotions, keeping those under control. Those nerves, all that stuff can zap people's energy, and that's why, that's why you're champ.
Dude, and I tell young little fighters too, or at least I need to more. I've said it a few times, but sparring, you spar Friday at 10:30. You don't start getting ready Friday morning when you wake up. You don't start warming up Friday at 10 a.m. You go to bed. You have a good dinner. You go to bed. You that's your warm up. That's your fucking preparation. It's the night before. For me, it's 2 days before. I take Thursdays as a recovery day, do some recovery sessions because I'm going to spar Friday at 10:30. So it's like I have. You don't just get ready 30 minutes before sparring and start thinking you think about it days before, and yeah.
I was happy with it. It's always nerve wracking. It's like, come on, baby. It's like, all right, we're getting in a fight today. Let's see.
Literally
and,
3-5s, getting in a fucking fight.
Yeah, came out healthy, came out looking good. Speaking of that, main event of the Sphere.
Finally,
Let's go. How it should be.
Fucking
go.
biggest
Finally announced
event
it.
ever.
Dude, I cannot believe how. The rumors were everywhere. It's all Max Elia, it's Sean Merab. It's both. Like the rumors were everywhere. I had an idea for a long time, but it was never official, never confirmed. But I was in training camp 12 weeks. I like 12 week out training camps. I was in camp just in case. It was never official. They're like, hey, this is what we're thinking about. We don't know what's gonna happen. I was in camp. I've been in camp, other than sparring. That was last week for the first one, but. Dude, I've been in camp mentally, physically, emotionally. It was hard to keep it a secret. I was, once I finally knew a few weeks ago or whatever it was, UFC told me hey, don't tell anyone. I've told a few of the fellas, but we kept it under wraps and didn't get out there. And yeah.
And then you went to Vegas and had a couple head-to-heads with Merab.
Yeah, me and Merab had 7 or 8 face-offs because they would be on this X and you'd say, all right, walk forward, and they just wanted videos without us talking. We're chirping the whole time. He was chirping. I was chirping him. He told me to tell you to shut the fuck up or something, or he's gonna slap you. And I said, you should slap him. He's like, I don't care how big he is. Like, there's weight class for a reason. He'll fucking kill you. And I'm hoping they release all that audio out.
I'm ready.
You better
be
careful.
He's been hitting me.
No.
I'm ready to hit mitts. I'm ready to fight. I weigh 210 pounds, and I feel pretty solid, and I'm punching every day, and I'm grappling every day. I'm ready to go.
UFC what if UFC, because you are already known to be the chirper, and what if the refs go, hey, get this redhead out of here?
I'm not going to chirp this fight. There's just no reason. It probably it wouldn't even help. It wouldn't even do anything anyway.
You've already broke him. What are you talking about?
The only thing what surprises me is that hit a nerve, the nose.
Yeah.
I've never said anything disrespectful about Merab. I know how big of a monster he is.
You get under
his
skin.
He's a fucking monster. And I said, one interviewer asked me, what are you going to target? And I said, what do you think? He's got a bowling ball sized head with an 8-inch nose.
He did say 8 inch.
We're going to fucking target that nose. And that's what hurt his feelings. People call me Carrot Top all the time. I have red hair.
The thing about that is I looked at him, eyes inches away from him, and his nose is fucked. It's bad. It's ugly.
So that could have been.
He probably
well,
was.
If I didn't mean to hurt his feelers like that.
No, that was a sensitive spot because coming from someone who's not that cute, I'm not.
I got a message from a guy on Instagram, and it says, "Hey, I have some dirt on Merab."
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
But those dude.
And I said, "Let's hear it," and he gave it to me.
Can we hear it?
Is that gonna keep that on? Let's save it.
Confidential.
No.
Let's save it for the press conference.
It's not that bad. We'll just hear it.
Okay.
The guy said, I said, "Let's hear it." He said he has split custody with a cat with his ex-stripper girlfriend. Picks up the cat 10 minutes before I pulled up on her.
Is this real?
Yes.
That's fire.
But that's not dirt. That's just being a good dad.
That's some real life
he
shit.
Said he acts real tough to have a split custody with a cat.
Merab, just
so
be
he
honest.
pulls up, picks up his little kitty. I got a kitty too, but then that kid rolls in to pound the puss after.
Oh, he's fucking the ex-stripper.
Yes.
It makes sense why all those stripper girls are in his videos. But I'm surprised that they fucked him because I'm like, those girls are... but...
And all the weird videos he makes with his friends about not wanting girls. You've
Yeah,
seen
The
those?
no, I've
massage
seen
hot
those
tub video
too.
was weird.
Yeah.
That one was weird.
The ones where he's like, "Oh no, I'm too busy training. I can't hang
I
out
got-
with this pretty girl."
Yeah.
I got an LOL out of the last one where Dana called and they went down and was dancing with. I laughed out loud. I actually got a giggle.
He is decent dancer. I will give him that.
I know. I'm like, how the fuck can he move like that? But he can't. But when he like strikes. Oh yeah, that's another thing. And I hope they really saw the audio because we were mic'd up. We were talking, chirping for 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
And he's like, God, I wish I remember exactly how it went. We were talking about knockouts, and I'm like, bro, how are you gonna? What do you mean you're gonna box me? You're gonna knock me out? He's like, I've knocked people out. I said, who the fuck have you knocked out? He goes, Rafael Stotts. I'm like, bro, wasn't that before the UFC? He's like, yeah, and when I was an amateur. I'm like, that's different, completely different level, buddy. He said, who have you knocked out? I said, Aljo, you remember that? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, Eddie Wineland, Thomas Almeida, Jose Quinones, Julian Paiva,
Peter Yan,
Chito Vera, flatlined all of them. We got some good chirps in. I told him too. I'm like, buddy, I'm sorry. Like, I feel bad for you. Just like, you can't have this. Maybe I'll go up to 45 and you can do it. And he said, no, you don't have to feel bad for me. So he's a nice little guy.
Can we just take this in for a moment? Can I ask you, Sugar Sean O'Malley, this is going to be one of the biggest events in the history of UFC. How does it feel to be the headline of it all?
It feels good. It feels right. I think the UFC made the right decision. I think I'm gonna put on a masterful performance. I'm put on back-to-back masterful performances. This is gonna be another one, the biggest one of them all. Merab's on a 10-fight win streak. Knocked out Aljo, his boy. I feel like there's a good storyline there. Merab's been calling me out since 2018. This is a fucking massive fight for the division right now. Headlining it at the Sphere, fucking incredible. But we got competition. Canelo, T-Mobile, same night. The thing that's annoying is like, it would be sweet if it was like Canelo versus Crawford or like Canelo versus, well, I don't know, any other boxers. But I'm like, who's Canelo fighting? Does anyone know? Name.
I didn't even know he was fighting. For
T-Mobile fighting the same night, which is, I mean, it's good competition, but I mean, UFC put so much money and so much work into the Sphere, and I think the Sphere holds more people than T-Mobile's going to. I think Sphere's gonna be like 18,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That is
I'm
so
pretty
crazy.
sure. Shit. And I'm pretty sure the cheapest tickets are like $3K.
The nosebleeds.
I don't think there's no such thing as nosebleeds in the fucking Sphere though. That's the thing. There's no such thing.
UFC, I will clean up after everyone leaves. Swear to God.
But yeah, we have a little friendly competition.
Yeah, when we're going all the club and UFC's like, Schmitty, where you at? I went to the club. Come on, he won.
Come on, man.
It's 15 minutes, Dana. Just give me.
But friendly comp,
Yeah.
is Canelo, and Dana was not happy about that. I saw Dana was like, these motherfuckers have been doing like fucking with me for. So we just got to make it big, baby. I need everyone on this pod.
Can
Let's
I
make
tell
this
you
fight
what?
fucking
Who
massive.
gives a fuck about that boxing event?
I know that's
Because this is
I would
the
whoop
Spear.
Canelo's ass in a fight.
Yeah.
Boxing match, I would die. He might
You
kill
have-
me. But in a
UFC
fight, I would whoop his ass. So
It's going to be remembered for thousands of years.
Yeah, and it's forever. And here's my question: do you guys know the screen that's going on inside? When
Monday-
you're fighting,
Oh, go ahead.
is there going to be shit going on, or is it going to be blank? So because when you're in the UFC event, it's dialed in. The people are dialed in. Everyone's focusing. You can almost sometimes hear pins drop.
it's gonna be probably the fight playing on the screen.
Really?
Probably. What else are they gonna fucking have?
I know, but like,
Pornhub?
I'm just thinking as a fighter.
Cornhole game.
Little cornhole match.
I know, but I'm thinking as a fighter, you guys are in there, you guys are used to the crowds and the screens above you, but to have the whole exterior wall around you playing shit, do you think that'll affect a fighter at all?
I'm dialed in, buddy. You could have a mass murder going on out there, and
You would have no idea.
You
So
could have fucking some sexy chicks going out there fucking scissoring, and
Finger
I might probably get distracted.
Bro,
I'm
when
just interested.
you got that full cage and you got those lights right on there. I mean, it's once the cage door locks.
Well, I could kind of help with my fucking lights flash. We could be hitting mitts and kind of get those lights flashing in the warehouse to fucking prepare. But the whole card's not necessarily stacked by any means. It is a Mexican independence. They got very, very heavily Mexican. I think we might be the only fight that's not 100%, Mexican. I'm 50, but Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez, the fight that was supposed to happen, is happening. That's an interesting scrap.
I like that
It's one of
fight.
my favorite fights on the card so far.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. Shevchenko and Grasso were looking so cute at their face-offs, just like
You ever have
like mean mugging, and then they'd cut and they go. and giggle, and I just was like, oh my God, stop it.
Even if you can't afford to get inside, guys, it's like, I can't wait just to be in Vegas. The show on the outside of the globe, I'm sure, is going to be so
I'm
cool
wondering if
and
it's going to
unique.
be the fight. Imagine.
Right?
No way.
No,
You
because you
never
have to
know.
pay to get in.
Why?
I mean, you got to pay for a pay-per-view.
But, dude, the
Keep
only
those
people
seats
that are
are sold.
losing out on the only people UFC's losing out on buying pay-per-view are, like, the people surrounding Vegas right
Yeah.
there. So it's not that massive for such an epic event.
I guess you got a
And
point.
think
If
about
you're
all
in
the
Vegas,
bars that
They're
play.
giving that whole card. They're giving that huge fight versus Merab, champ versus #1 for free. People on their phones. It's like, I don't know.
Maybe
It's
snippets
just-
of it.
Yeah, maybe.
But
you got a good
yeah.
point about the phone recordings too. Yeah, there's no way to
live,
stop
true.
that.
Maybe they just tell everyone not to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True. It's going to be awesome.
God, I don't think I even talked about the Andrew Tate Zuck stuff on pod yet, have we?
What?
Fucking Tate messaged me the other day, a couple weeks ago, and said, "Do you have any? Do you talk to Mark Zuckerberg at all?" And I'm like, "Actually, I do on Insta a little bit, back and forth. Talked to him, over a little bit over a couple years. Was gonna train with him. Then he tore his ACL. Blah blah blah." He said, "Can you please try to get my Instagram back? I'll give you a Lamborghini, and not just any Lamborghini, whatever Lamborghini you want, a sick Lamborghini." I said, I will work on it. So I send Zuck a video. Zuck, buddy, hey, Sugar Shane here, man. Big fan. Tate, man. Like, yeah, let's get it back on there. And so he said, you want a Urus or a Revolto? I'm like, never heard of a Revolto. I look it up. I think it's the new hybrid
Jesus.
Lambo. It's like $700,000.
Oh man.
So
Electric
I've sent
Lambo.
I've sent Zuck a few messages. I don't want to keep pressing, but I've sent those off this. So we'll see where it goes. I'm trying not to get my hopes up because
We need Andrew Tate back.
well, the thing is, and this was Andrew Tate's points that I relayed to Zuck. There's hundreds of Andrew Tate accounts on Instagram that are scamming people of legitimate money. That's a good point. He would bring a ton of eyeballs back to the platform, which is, I mean, it's a competitive world out there for platforms. What else was he saying?
Freedom of speech.
He's on X like crazy.
He's on X.
Oh, he says some of the most unfiltered shit.
That's my
on
worry
X.
about him not getting his Instagram back is the stuff he does say on Twitter.
Where
But
does
maybe he can censor that on Instagram and not have to post that
He
same
probably
stuff.
would.
He for sure would, because I feel like you would have to.
Yeah.
He's gonna bow down. Do alphas bow down?
Well, I don't know if that's bowing down or being smart.
Where does the silence continue? This is about freedom of speech and being able to say freedom of speech. And if one person
Say the
gets
N-word.
silence, huh?
Say the N-word.
Well, that's when.
It's freedom of speech.
All right, fine. Here we go.
You should just bleep right there.
But where does it stop? Who else gets silenced because of things like that with opinions? So Mark Zuckerberg, do what's right.
Yeah, I need that Lambo, buddy.
I'm not getting a Lambo. Shit.
You don't fit in a Lambo.
Fuck,
Oh yeah,
I don't even wanna
and
get in
another
a 700.
another part of his argument was his court case is done. He was found innocent. There was nothing. He was not found guilty on any charges. So really, why
The
why
Matrix.
isn't he on there?
The Matrix tried to take him down. The Matrix, and he showed the Matrix. He told Donald Trump what the Matrix was going to do to him, and they're doing it right now.
I was watching an RFK assassination video today, like the Lee Harvey Oswald. It was like a 23-minute video of like the CIA, FBI covering it up, and it's so fucking interesting. Because I've always kind of heard little bits back and forth, but I'm like, oh, it's 100% a cover up. 100%. Like there's no real legitimate evidence to show that there was one shooter, 3 bullets, and then the guy then they're going to the court, and the guy gets killed right before they the guy was saying, I didn't do it, I'm getting set up, they're going to court, boom, dead.
JFK wanted to stop the war. He wanted to not have the war happen. That the FBI.
Wait, did I say RFK?
Yeah, it's
JFK.
okay. I forgive you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah, the FBI, the CIA, all them. He was going to stop their plan, and they said no. Yeah, and guess what? Guess who else wants to stop their plan right now?
Who?
Donald Trump. He wants to stop that war going on right now. And then you got Putin going, we're for this. the shit that's about to go on.
It's scary,
Popcorn.
bro.
But they also said the shit that's about to go on for the last presidential debate, and then the last.
Well, it is
presidential
going
debate.
on.
It
You
is
gotta fucking
happening.
assassinate.
Yeah,
It's going
been
on.
Timothy
going on.
Welch, you're distracted by your self-improvement books and your fucking podcast channel.
I'm trying to think what is going to happen in the next year.
Well, the fact
that affects you.
Think about
That
Joe
your
Biden.
Snickers are going to go up 50 cents.
Well, gas is probably going to go down for a little bit, then skyrocket back up. But then we're going to change all that.
Well, think about
And
Biden.
then-
Biden's backing out right now. Who's gonna run in his place?
Have you seen how much Bitcoin's gone up after
Four-
Trump survived the assassination attempt?
4 years from now, Tim, shit's different with how it's run. In 4 years, that fast. It's gonna be really fast.
Like what?
I believe how
That'll affect
Well,
us a
interest
lot.
rates could be bad. Like that affects people buying houses. People.
Not you. I'm asking for him.
for us, normal people, we won't. No one will be able to buy a house. We're gonna BlackRock is gonna own most of the marketing, so we're gonna rent most of things. I think there's gonna become up a plan. Right now, we're dealing with people not wanting to work. Tim, nobody wants to work. So when we live in a world right now where no one wants to work, what happens? You got Mr. Jeff Bezos making AI robots that are doing the shit that no one wants to do. So we're in this world right now where that's going to continue and get bigger. And so what happens when everyone doesn't want to do those jobs? What jobs then get created? Well, now we got to create a whole new system. You got Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump. Donald Trump's one of the most business.
I can already read the comments.
Yeah, I know.
Touch
people
me,
hate-
shut the fuck up.
I mean, he's right.
But
though.
I'm on
He is
this.
right.
It's the
He is right.
truth, and the truth
No, I know. I just read the
is,
comments in my mind.
when you got Elon and Mark Zuckerberg wanting to change the way things are run with currency and all that kind of things, you got Donald Trump backing it. How much money do we continue to print to where shit just keeps getting fucked up and more people can't? No one, fuck you haters, but most people cannot pay their bills right now, and that's gonna affect a lot. Of
Yeah.
shit.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. I just only bring that up because I'm like, I swear every election they think, whoa, this is going to change everything. But I think at this point, you're probably right. With all the AI shit about to come about and the meta and all this stuff. And
And then food.
with
The way
those
we're
AI
producing
jobs,
food.
though, Mariah went and got a massage with the girls the
Uh-huh.
other day. And she's like, yeah, it was the girls. It was their last shift of the day. You could tell the girl didn't want to be there. I'm like, well, when the AI bots come, you'll be getting a good one.
Yeah. And not only that, dude, it's going to be better. Like, we can think of it being bad, but that's just how, like,
Could
we
be
are.
better. Optimistic.
It could be, yeah, it's all about thinking because it could be very better. Like, things
very
can
better.
get done properly because how many doctors are out there who do something shitty because they're having a bad day, to where this AI robot is going to help you become healthier, a more healthier version.
Yeah,
I didn't,
I'm
you know,
optimistic.
I didn't mean to that Snickers comment. That was mean. And I shouldn't have said that.
Tim,
I'm
love you.
dead ass.
You are such a big brother to me.
dead
You don't
ass.
hurt me, brother. I love you.
Good.
Yeah, that one offended.
Don't fire me.
Don't fire me. That was actually mean.
I'm in the process of doing the little Barndo update. We're getting the APS figured out, the electric stuff figured out, and it was gonna be like a nice little 3,200 square foot home, just a nice little home. But then I was talking to the architect. He's like, well, because the ceilings are gonna be like fucking 30 feet high. Cause I was going for the Barndo feel, like the big open space. He's like, it's a lot of wasted space up there. We could do a slide, like you could do stairs, have like a little platform, do a slide down. I'm like, okay, I want to do that. And then I was like, well, what about the other side? I want to put some stuff over there. So now it's like a 200 square foot house build. It's going to be fucking massive. So
He's
I have
like
to start fucking putting out babies.
Just 50 years old, just going down your slide.
CTE. Dun, dun, dun.
Watching this fight.
I got in a nice heated battle with Warlike about
did.
nicotine.
You did indeed.
And I've been looking it up. I've been hearing smart people talk about it, and I'll pull up some of the things that I've just heard because I'm not advocating for nicotine. And just like he says, if you're not 25 and older, I mean,
He is in Andrew Huberman, or he is in
Andrew Huberman and
Just Nick,
some different
neuroscientist.
guys. So let's just listen to a couple of these just shorts clips just real quick. They're real quick here. Okay, here's one.
So they bad for real?
Okay, nicotine, but here's what's crazy. Nicotine is neuroprotective. Nicotine is great for us. Not that everyone should take it, but it increases acetylcholine and dopamine and epinephrine, leads to heightened focus, improved memory, and can offset neurodegeneration and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Yes.
Okay, can we basically have this blurb that says Professor Huberman says smoking cigarettes is good for you?
No,
Okay.
because smoking cigarettes is bad because it's carcinogenic.
Oh.
There are about 1,000 carcinogens in cigarettes. Vaping is bad because of the chemicals that you're inhaling with it.
What's the verdict?
And War was just going to battle with me about vaping. He's like, you give me shit for vaping. I'm like, brother, it's different. And I tried to Google, like, what is the healthiest way to try nicotine? I'm like, if it gives you those things that he's talking about, I want to at least try it. And then I found these things, just like these knick-knack naturals, I don't know. And they talk about on their company every single ingredient, what it comes from. There's xylitol, non-tobacco nicotine, which I don't know what that is. Grapefruit essential oils, stearic acid, magnesium stearate, and it does give you a little bit of a...
Dude, I dropped
trying to explain.
5 20 bombs in Call of Duty. I've never taken nicotine in my life. Never had a cigarette, never had a Zyn, never had anything. I tried half. These aren't a sponsor, by the way.
But these are...
are
that's
just
exactly. But I'm not saying they're the best. They might be. I don't know. I want to do more research on them. But War's like, yeah, but there's a lot of young people, and this is going against what everything you preach with health. I'm like... Dude,
that's a bad argument for him losing his vaping argument. That's not. He's not arguing in vaping, but he's arguing a completely different point because he knows vaping's not good for you.
I've heard a lot of good things about Zens, like those pouches.
They have shit
because they're a
chemicals in
lot
them.
better than the traditional tobacco products.
They're
like
better for you
Right.
than that,
It's
but it's still shit.
Right.
and it'll probably still rot your gums.
Because it's originally from like a Swedish thing where they had pouches of tobacco or like that they would do. So.
What's yours, Schmitty?
More like, take it from Schmidt, bud. I smoke weed out of a pipe in unhealthy ways. These guys always try to show me the healthy ways to smoke weed. Yeah, I fight it. Guess what, bud? If you were really not against Tim, you would go, oh, wow, Tim's trying to learn the healthiest way to get the nicotine high. You would try it.
But he's also saying it's a pointless addiction to create. But I'm like, and he said it's the most addicting thing out there, which it could be.
I believe
Which
that.
it kind of makes me think like maybe I shouldn't be doing it.
But
Maybe
the
it's
thing
like-
is, because I ripped one for I had to do an interview on my countdown. Dude, if it stimulates that sharpness and helps you fucking boom. When I was gaming, I was stimulating the sharpness in
20
gaming.
kills?
I dropped 5 20 bombs yesterday. I was playing out of my mind. So it definitely does something to stimulate the brain in a positive way. But the question is there a come down? Is there, okay, now you feel like shit
You ready?
because you're not for it? What?
A year ago today, my dad passed away.
Damn, really? A year?
A year ago today.
Holy fuck, that went fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure. Did it feel fast to you? Slow, like
Fast, and then extremely fast, and then it also feels like a lifetime that I haven't talked to him.
damn.
But let me tell you this. When you are told that you have lung cancer and you continue to smoke a cigarette, that is I hate. That's why I was against it. You know what I mean? I smoke weed. I know that's unhealthy. I hate cigarettes, and I know it's not a cigarette. I know but that is so addicting. It's so how do you have lung cancer? And I gotta, when I get to that, if I ever get faced with that, seriously, no, seriously.
I know. We said when.
It
Because
scares me for how much you smoke out of that pipe.
I know. It's such a you would think with what I've gone through with my dad that I would not be a smoker.
That's what I was thinking about.
addiction.
I got this fresh venti, and I'm thinking about just letting him try it, and I think he'll like it on a higher heat.
I don't think he will because he smokes so much throughout the day. That thing's gonna have to heat
I've been
up. You have to
cutting
wait for
back.
30 seconds.
I've been cutting back.
What does that mean?
Do you think you would take advantage of that, using that thing? $500 device.
I would. I think
Do you think
so.
you would-
I would try.
Would
If
cut
we
it in
could
half?
shake
would
hands and
try.
say, "Hey, you only use this venti this week," would you do it?
Yeah.
Because in your opinion, do you think hitting a couple knickknacks throughout the week is worse for you, nicotine, than it is smoking weed as much as you smoke?
No. Because here's the thing. The drugs weed is a natural drug. Whatever you can grow with nicotine or whatever, that's natural.
Yeah.
So it's up to the individual.
Cocaine?
Cocaine's not natural.
Yes, it is.
You have to do shit to it. You have to do shit
you?
to it.
I think you
Can
could-
you just take the leaf, powder it up, and
I
snort
think
it?
I think you can. I think it can
I
be
don't
like
know.
all.
Or I think they can eat the
Cacao leaves?
the
You put it on
plants.
your
would-
lips.
it's obviously
Okay.
concentrated.
Well, then okay,
right?
cocaine's there too, and mushrooms, But back to what I was saying, because it's true. You're right. It's up to the individual who is with the smart mentality like you two have with keeping it as a healthy tool.
Yeah.
Because like when you become an addict like me or anyone else, when you start to use it for enjoyment and to numb pain, that's when it becomes.
Is that just a lack of discipline?
100%? Because it's the same thing with food too. With anything too much is bad.
Well, not.
Sex. If you just got to have sex to go out throughout your day,
that's the
that's a
truth.
problem.
And that's why I was asking Warlock. I was like, "Do you think
You're right, though.
does it affect my overall health?" He says, I think you'll gain chemical addiction. So, yes, it'll affect your overall health. Anytime you put something into your body that your body thereafter craves is detrimental to your health, which that's not.
If you zen every once in a blue moon, I think
It's
you're gonna
not
be perfectly
zen.
fine.
It's a knick-knack.
How would you relate to caffeine?
I feel like it's different than caffeine. I felt like because I was doing 1.5 milligrams. I was busting a little Tic Tac.
But his point was like, yeah, but then you're going to be doing 6s.
and he could be right. I need to look at it from his point of view too. But I just don't think I'm not addicted to cocaine. And he's like,
You've done that?
he's like, if you quit caffeine, then I'll quit vaping. I'm like, brother, the caffeine
That's
doesn't have a
bad
negative
argument.
effect on my health. There's scientists. There's so many studies out that proves it. I do under 400 milligrams a day.
You could literally drink. I mean, I bet there's people that have drank caffeine for 40 plus years, haven't missed a day, and they're probably fine.
Dependent on it.
Is
Dependent
caffeine
on the
bad for
stimulant.
your bones?
Dan Garner, he come out with so many different things that he even sent me a long, not even a long one. It was actually
Dan the
pretty
Man
short.
Garner is what they call him.
I always ask him because he's such a
He's a
so
nerd.
passionate
So
about the
smart.
stuff. Oh, you don't even have your headset on.
How do you?
Let's listen to
What's up, Timbo? All right, man. So you're asking me about the health benefits on caffeine. So caffeine in its synthetic form, this is something that's a central nervous stimulant, and it's derived from tea leaves, coffee beans, these types of things that people know have a stimulatory effect, but they've been shown to enhance mental alertness, improve mood, increase metabolic rate, lower hunger, which really helps a lot of weight management aspects in a lot of research. And studies have shown, again, just in synthetic caffeine, that moderate intake of it can reduce the risk of certain diseases, primarily Parkinson's disease and type 2 diabetes. However, coffee is really where it's at. Synthetic caffeine, actually by itself, has a lot of benefits. I could have kept going on that. But coffee, here's two real zingers for you on coffee. Coffee has over 1,000 biochemical components that make up what it is. But also, coffee is the #1 antioxidant in the U.S. diet. That's right. That's the #1 intake of antioxidants. People don't know how much of an antioxidant powerhouse coffee is. And also a lot of people just don't have fruits and vegetables. So it ends up being the dominant antioxidant source in the U.S. diet. That is a known scientific fact. And coffee has way more benefits than just synthetic caffeine because it contains those other things in it. Like I mentioned, they have chlorogenic acids. There's caffeistol. But these have been shown to have heart health benefits, liver health benefits, reducing fatty liver, reducing inflammation, improving blood sugar control, among so many other things, system-wide in health. Since coffee is one of the most consumed drinks and drugs in the entire world, it's also one of the most researched. And it is unbelievable the amount of health benefits that this can have on your body when consumed moderately, like anybody should be consuming anything.
And again, that's not going to be like Dunkin' Donuts. Dan Garner said it's half but it's got 40 grams of corn syrup in it, and then it's the cheapest grounded up fucking old pesticide coffee. Still got to get quality fucking caffeine. But Warlike, I'd be curious to hear a video from a smart guy talking about your vapes and all the health benefits of the vapes. The vapes, dude.
That was my argument.
Is that why kids get? Is the nicotine in the vape is why kids get addicted, or is it just the habit and the coolness, or
All of it.
just both?
All of it.
Clouds, bro.
Get clouds. I fucking get clouds.
Yeah, I told War, I said, because I was listening to you guys' argument. We were having it over Xbox chat. We were playing Call of Duty. And Tim's like, here, just look at this article. Look at this neuroscientist. Look at this. I said, War, how about you send Tim your best video of finding like the smartest person you can find saying, this is why vaping is good for you. He's like, dude, I'm not saying it's good for you. It's not. I'm like, that's the argument. Tim's saying these can be good for you. These can benefit you. Your argument's vaping's not bad for you. It's a completely different argument. These are good. You're not saying these are good for you. He's just saying these aren't bad for you when he knows they are. Fuck.
And he had some good ones too. He said Andrew Huberman never said. I'm pretty sure Andrew Huberman does Zins, and I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan does Zims that are pretty smart people. Not saying it's just because they do it, I'm going to do it. But he said he uses the alpha GPC dietary supplement because it promotes the brain chemical acetylcholine or whatever. So I ordered some of that on Amazon, and I'm going to try that out. We'll see, but
bro, is that the peanut butter?
That's the shaken peanut butter.
Bro, that's I'm goddamn. See, this is where I would say I'm having too much caffeine.
Would that be your closest addiction? But still, that's 120 milligrams of caffeine.
I just had
Your
a cold
first
brew.
coffee, that was a half of one, so that was 100 milligrams. So that's 220 milligrams of milligrams.
That's max
Guys,
what I do a day.
I would totally do it with you, and I swear I would stick to it. Do we just quit caffeine for a week and see what happens?
I'm in fight camp. I use I use caffeine for my training sessions.
Okay.
I don't just drink caffeine because I'm depressed and I need to get like, oh, I'm in a bad mood. I'm gonna drink caffeine so I can feel good. I use caffeine to fucking come to a pod. I use caffeine to work out.
Yeah.
I use caffeine as
Appetite
I use my
suppressant, too.
knick-knack when I'm gaming. Yeah.
The knick-knack too, and it's interesting with that nicotine talking about it. It's an appetite suppressor. So, would it be better to just not do it at all, or would it be better for a fat person who has a real issue with fucking cheeseburgers? Not you. I'm not talking about you. A fat person who's really addicted to cheeseburgers, and they take a knick-knack here and there, and they're like, oh, I'm not even hungry.
Because he had cheeseburger last night, so that's why he thought it was about him.
Yeah, but you cooked them
Well,
on
no,
the
now you're
Traeger. How'd they
making me-
turn out?
Then they were grass-fed organic.
They were all, hey, it was good. I thought it was.
But that's a
I don't know if
Those
they're
are-
grass-fed organic
They
because my
weren't.
buddy Joe Riggs said I saw big sweating Schmitty walking around Walmart the other day. He sent me a long voice
Yeah,
message. I
that's-
lost it. I wish I would have kept it. Fucking
No, it was
funny.
really cool. We bumped into him yesterday.
He's like, I was just trying to peek on him from different. I was just watching him walk around the store.
I can picture Riggs going,
I wish I would have caught him. That would have been fire. I love Joe so much. Dude.
man.
but those knickknacks, they are appetite suppressor. Did you know that? Those
No, I
suppress
didn't.
your appetite. That could be very good for you.
I
You
didn't-
could be 220 by the minute next week.
Well, no, I didn't know that about coffee because I always am. I'm not hungry.
You didn't know that was a
till the late-
appetite suppressor?
Yeah, now it all makes so much sense because I'm not usually hungry till the afternoon.
Mm.
I used when I was a kid because I didn't start drinking coffee till college. I'd wake up with a hot shower and breakfast. Now I never.
Do you shower and you wake up?
I usually do because I
Really?
I work out and then I go shower and then I plunge.
So that's
and then
different.
I
That's my
re-shower.
different point. You work out and then you shower.
I
Instead of-
shower before I go to bed. If I'm not,
No, I'm saying just purely like, all right, you got to go to the gym. You're not gonna work out. Do you wake up, shower, and then go to the gym? If you don't work out,
no.
I don't either. I don't know.
It's okay to shower more than
I don't
once
like
in a
it.
day.
I shower.
You
2
shower
to 3
before
times
bed,
a day.
and before bed, and then in the morning.
He doesn't
also?
shower before bed, just before when he wakes up.
You don't shower before bed.
He's capping his ass off.
Okay, let's hear the truth.
I might have made.
Anytime
I did make
work
that up.
out, I shower. If I've had a long sweaty day at night, I shower. I shower in the morning.
Yeah.
So you shower
I
night in the morning.
Yes, I like. to take
My whole
showers.
point was like, why do you shower in the morning?
You're the
if you
stinky
shower
one.
at night, why do you
put
shower
your
in the
stinky
morning?
shit
Schmitty
on me
does
right now.
sweat.
Yeah.
And at night,
I like
Yes.
showers.
Yes,
I
he
like
does.
shower. I shower after I train twice a day for the most part. I
lift your
shower every day.
arms up.
Do you wake up sweaty at all? You're in the upstairs. You guys
Dude,
have the AC at
I
what?
have
85.
So if you wake up drenched, like you just got a 10-hour
So I
sauna
get
set.
okay.
Makes sense. 75. I sleep above the garage. I have 3 fans. The one on my ceiling, and then 2 plug. I have a really nice plug-in one.
If you
and
wake
a
up
cheap
sweaty, it
plug-in
makes sense to shower. That makes sense.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
I like my morning shower.
I do morning showers too,
Yeah.
but I do shower after like jids.
Yeah.
But typically I
Why?
don't shower at night.
Yeah, why, Sean?
Typically I don't
Why you
shower
shower
before
after
bed.
jits?
Why?
Buddy, I shower within seconds after training. Within seconds, I shower.
You guys rinse off.
I shower, use soap,
call
and then
a
I get in the
shower
cold plunge.
what it-
I
I'm gonna
use
call it
body
what it
soap.
is.
I use
It's a
W,
rinse.
actually.
Let's call it
there's
what it
W,
is.
armbar soap. I mean,
It's
there's
a
some
rinse.
good things here.
You rinse.
Rinse, cold
Do you
plunge,
shower or rinse?
and then shower. So we rinse the sweat, get in the cold plunge, and then shower up. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it's a little bit more.
You're a rinser. It's okay.
Damn, imagine this. Schmitty gets on the Stores and Bickle Venti, and then he gets a little freezer chest cold plunge. His life
Buddy,
goes
there's no
zoop.
point in getting
Oh,
a cold
yeah.
plunge.
Why?
You won't do it.
I think he would do it.
Buddy,
I
dude,
would
you
do
guys
it.
have a cold pool in the winter,
Dude,
and you
ours-
got in it once or
I
twice.
can't afford art right now, and I'm devastated.
No, the
So you
pool
don't
in the
even know.
winter. The pool in the winter. You guys have. It's a
Yeah.
cold plunge,
No, yeah.
and you got in it 4 times. And
I'm a different changed man now, Sean O'Malley.
He is.
I don't believe that.
You
You
could work
should.
something out with art.
Yeah, we
Say,
did
hey, can I
last
work
time.
something
It was
out?
Say, hey, I won't
Yeah.
follow every girl you like on Instagram, and
Chill.
I'm
he's
kidding.
not
Oh,
like
you
that anymore.
no.
I don't do it. I'm a changed man.
Yeah, that I believe. That I
No,
believe.
He is. He is. He is.
That I believe, man. That tree get cut down.
Monday.
Fuck that.
Yeah, we had
that storm back-to-back days. It was like
It-
fucking windy as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, my fucking chickens.
Dude,
Those chickens came laying, and then we started researching about it, and it's like you shouldn't buy them when they're already laying because you didn't raise them. You don't know what's going on with them, and now they have these little staph infections under their feet. And Mariah's takes one in one by one to our hen spittle inside our extra bathroom.
spittle.
tapes him up, puts cream on him that opens the wound, got tweezers, pulled the staph out of each chicken, wrapped them back up with cream, and then put them back out there. So healing them up.
Do you think it came with that or whatever, or do you think it's because the board?
Could be. I'm really.
Mine
wondering.
I don't think mine have them though. How did she notice? They were limping weird.
Well, yeah, there was just having a little limp. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so that's a
crazy
little
the
bit
chicken
stressful.
experiences between you two.
I need to.
My chickens are laying, which is nice.
Mine aren't.
And I don't know if that could be the different breed or they're stressed.
Yeah, they say certain ones. Well, the thing about an egg is like it's mostly it's like 90% water. So if they're using that water to cool down, keep themselves cool rather than to produce eggs. But I might have an air conditioner. They will go in it at night, obviously, but during the day,
do they sit outside and pant ever?
Sometimes they pant, but for the most part, they've been pretty good.
They know where their AC's at.
You know what I fucking hate?
Mine, real quick. We have our master bedroom, whatever, right to the porch, and then the kitchen to the porch. Ours, no, they can come in the morning now and just start squawking at the door, and mom will come out and start feeding them food.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I need to send the Amazon to Mariah. She asked for that, the fencing.
I'm like, God, waking up. And then our cat's just eyeballing the chicken through our master door window.
Would the cat fuck that thing up?
No, the cat respects it. The cat respects it.
They bow down.
Yeah, cat's still too small to fuck with those. What were we gonna say, Shman? Sorry.
This one.
Well, I was gonna say I fucking hate HOAs because we're dealing with water, right? Like the state's dealing with water, but yet an HOA's got to require everyone in the neighborhood to have 11 plants and just stupid and.
Who is there a certain person who starts an HOA?
People get voted
community.
into it. Yeah.
I want to make a movie about.
So there's
HOAs.
5 or 6 people on a block. They say, "Hey, you're the HOA leader. We'll have our meetings.
You got to vote and shit.
And then we'll decide how much it is."
Yep. And then they linger, and then they go around. Their day is to drive around and look for every
nitpick.
minor. Oh, dude,
that would piss me off.
I keep getting fees. I keep getting charged.
And guess what?
You get fees for not.
If you have a couple weeds for a couple weeks, charged. Fees.
We have
Who's that go to? Just Rick down the block?
Whoever the HOA
person. I think it's.
Yeah,
I
no,
think it's
right?
Mafia.
Where's the money being spent?
I think it's mafia. I think it's fucking some bullshit.
Mafia.
No.
It's it's a lady, like just that random lady that gets to decide what to do with the money. It's like, and then
That's
something happens to
crazy.
your house, and you should be able to say, "Hey, HOA, like we help me pay for this," but they don't, right?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
And then we got to our neighborhood got a new HOA. There's our neighbor Peter, super cool guy. He's lived there for 20 plus years. He's like these people fucking suck.
Oh really? He wants to beat their ass.
But did you, Sean? I think and you. There's a new documentary on Netflix called Dirty Pop.
I saw it. I didn't watch it. I
You
saw
watch
it.
it, dude. You should watch
NSYNC,
that.
Backstreet Boys, shit like that.
Insane, man.
Oh, don't tell me about it.
I
I'm gonna
won't
watch
spoil
it tonight.
I won't spoil it. Have you ever heard of the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo
Yes.
DiCaprio?
Yeah,
and Tom?
fuck
Have you
yeah.
seen it?
That's a robbery,
good.
right?
Real
Bank heist.
life.
Yeah.
Don't tell. I'm gonna watch
I
the
won't.
Dirty Pop.
I've
I've been watching this Addicted to Marriage show on TLC.
Oh,
It's
God.
so good. Dude.
What's that
I
mean?
binged the
Addicted
whole
to
thing.
marriage?
Just getting married.
One lady was married 11 times. One lady was married 4, engaged twice, and now they're with their new partner. And then they break the news to their new partner, and their new partner's like, "Fuck!" And then one girl gives her guy ultimatum like 2 months, you're marrying me or I'm leaving.
Oh God.
Ooh.
And it's just like it's just toxic. And I don't know why I love fucking watching it.
Because your life's so good, man. So peaceful, peachy. You just want a little drama. Did we talk about Tammy?
No, you haven't.
Oh,
I've been
no.
wondering. I was going to ask you.
No.
Update.
Connor? Oh yeah. We'll talk about both real quick. I fucking cried like a baby. It was because Tammy.
Did you get some tears?
I went out and handed her last apple because the guy came. We had to help trap her. She was scared. And I'm like watching from a distance, but also trying to help. Blake's doing a lot of it. The guy was helping. Handed her last apple. Then I went inside and Danny was like, "Oh, are you okay?" Because I was excited. And Danny, I'm like, "God, I feel like kind of like crying." I was like, felt it.
Yeah.
And Danny hugged me and said, "You can cry." And I was just like whoa. Because I felt so bad. I was like, why did I get to decide that? We're gonna use her for camp. She's already like we're gonna process her. Like she's already. Sona called like an hour later to see if we can have the hide. She's like, she's hanging right now. So it was quick.
Bro,
I mean,
that's more humane than me. I mean, at least you're getting good use of it. It's gonna go back. It's gonna feed you. It's gonna feed your family. It's not sweating anymore.
she's a big girl.
It didn't just die of just like disease and old age. It probably went really quick. Compared to my chicken who was murdered ruthlessly by my dog, and then it
That's
died,
true.
and I didn't eat it. Mariah's like, we're not eating it. That's the baby runt. I had it. So we put it in the dumpster. So
Yeah, I've had. I mean,
I feel
Why
bad.
don't you just bury her?
Coyote's gonna dig that up. And someone's gonna dig that
Oh.
up. But yeah, so that was sad. But
That affected Mariah too. She wasn't even the same that night. The next morning, she was just like down about that
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, fuck.
fucked me a little bit. It was the same day, Monday, that I had to leave to go do the face-off with Merab. I was like, fuck.
Dude, the show Chef's Table on Netflix, this guy raises his cattle from babies until they're all the way older, and then he goes out himself and kills them. And
Oh.
then butchers them himself, and then cooks them like really beautifully nice, and it's just like it's a circle life, and he makes it like
I'm telling you
I feel
right
better
now.
about it.
I'm calling it right here and now. When Sean gets her meat and he enjoys her, and the time goes on, and he
Do it
sees how
again.
much he gets, motherfucker's gonna have another cow. hanging.
Maybe. I mean, the thing, I do really appreciate good quality meat, and I mean, this is gonna be as quality as it gets. So
In a way, bro, look at it this way. You're giving a cow a good life. Yeah, it's hot out here, but there's cows are out here.
yeah,
So you're gonna give them a good life. They're peaceful. They're happy, and then you get healthy nutrition.
yeah.
yeah.
Real quick with the Connor tweets. God, because I went on a little rant. I was excited to go on my rant about the Austrian because I was like, haha, finally, like it's been 4 years, whatever many years. This is how it happened. And Connor does his little fucking bump and puts a laughy face. And that one drove me a little crazy. I'm like, really, motherfucker? You know, like this is science. I posted the scientific page it was on, the science about it, which was a good, like, people were like, damn, that's legit. I think Connor deleted the tweet, but I went on a little rampage. I was just sitting in it was that Monday the Tammy died. I was in Vegas at my hotel room waiting to go to my face-offs, had a little extra free time, grabbed my Twitter phone, and I was like, just fucking Twitter fingers
to
turned
rip
to
him.
Twitter fingers. You know what I'm saying? Was tweeting it out.
Don't. I was thinking about that. I'm like, why is he not a fan of you or supporting you? You've been always such a big supporter of him.
He's a jealous
You're doing some
bitch.
I
That's
think-
what it is.
I
He's on
think he
drugs.
could feel like, damn, that little fucker could pass me up.
He
And then I'm
watches
not talked
Chael.
about anymore.
He watches Chael, and when Chael said that Sean was the face of the UFC, I think that's what I think
Affected
that.
You know what's
Could
crazy?
have been. That was just my
100.
thought.
When I look at a professional athlete, professional fighter who weighs 190, Connor probably weighs 190, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the UFC, I'm
85
like
right now,
185. I look at that, I'm like, okay, I'm realistic. I weigh 155, 160. Like, there's weight classes for a reason. I'm not gonna chirp those guys. I will chirp Connor because I do believe I could beat Connor in a fight. And I'm not just saying that. I think stylistically, I could beat Connor in a fight. Not an easy fight. I'm not saying, but I wouldn't call out somebody if I didn't think I could beat him in a fight. I think I'd beat Connor in a fight.
I mean, at this point,
In this point right now,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be fucking dangerous. He's big. He's a good striker, but I mean, he
You're in the
doesn't
prime of your
train
life.
like he doesn't train like he used to be, but he is big. He's a
and I know
big
he watches
fucker
this
right
shit
now.
because he tweets about it.
He's big as hell.
You're in the prime of your life. If
I'm not in
you
my
didn't-
prime yet.
Still, yeah, right.
29.
Yeah, you're still exactly.
I'm still improving.
But look how John Jones took the heavyweight approach. If you took that approach with gaining the weight that you would have to get to fight Connor,
Yes.
Well, his window-
stylistically, he's not the type who takes down people. He's the type who kickbox people at the end of the range. I'm like, that's why.
I'm tall. Connor's 5'7". I'm
No, you are
6'3".
taller than him. You are tall.
There's
I've been
pictures.
around him. I've seen him too. Like,
He's thick, but he's short.
yeah, and you hit hard with the weight that you're at right now.
It's not even. I mean, like, I don't think I'll just boom put him on one shot out. It's when you get hit
Same.
3, boom, 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 and then you get hit with a little walk around for a little bit, a little T, a little boom, boom, hit, whoa, whoa, 5 rounds, 25 minutes. He's not very. I mean,
And you're in and out. You're here. You're left or right.
talk shit. Let's do it. Deuces.
all right, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed that show. Comment, hit that like and subscribe button. Getting in Sugar Shane to 1 million subs, and there's going to be a lot of good footage coming up leading up to this Merab fight. So hit that subscribe button. Follow along. Also, Patreon.com/RedHawk Academy. We have a confidential pod every week, and there's been years and years of content up there. So check it out for the ultimate supporters. And we'll see you guys later. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Love you.
We are back with a confidential show. We the fight got announced with Sean versus Merab. Everyone kind of knew it,
Everyone kind of knew it, but it's the headliner at the goddamn Sphere.
That's a cool ass thing, especially if we do the Sugar Show FC in there. Get some of those fights going. It'd be fun.
That would be
So,
hype.
all right, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the FC fights.
Let's do it.
So, you got Valentina Shevchenko versus who?
Alexa Grasso, please sit on my face.
Hey, man.
No. So what else happened with Mr. Beast?
Dude.
Oh, don't.
I heard this.